Welcome to the Cabral Concept, where board-certified naturopath and integrative health practitioner Dr. Stephen Cabral shares how he was diagnosed at the age of 17 with a life-altering illness and given no hope for recovery. It was only after studying and traveling all over the world did he discover how to combine ancient Ayurvedic healing practices with state-of-the-art naturopathic and functional medicine to fully rebalance the body and re-energize it with life. It's time to discover how to get well, lose weight, and finally feel alive again. And now, here's your host, Dr. Stephen Cabral.
Hi, everyone, and welcome back to the Cabral Concept. Thanks for joining me here today on this Training Thursday edition of the show, where, by reader popular demand, we are going to go back into when it is best to eat around your workouts. For example, should you eat before or after your workouts, any time of the day? What about for an AM workout? When you work out first thing in the morning, should it be fasted or should you eat first? How about mid-morning, mid-afternoon, or even towards bedtime? So I want to go over all of those questions here today. This is not a one-size-fits-all show, but really giving you more perspective as to there is no one answer that's going to fit every single scenario. And that's because of something called bioindividuality. It's really important that we begin to understand that whenever someone tells you it's always supposed to be done like this, meaning you're always supposed to exercise first thing in the morning fasted, you have to realize that that person's going to be wrong a lot of the time. Now, they'll be right for a lot of people. Just like in our health space, we see a lot of people helping a lot of people. Well, that's because their methodology works for the 25 to 30% of people who follow it. So they get really good results for that 25 to 30%. But what about the other 2/3? Well, then they try another program, and then 25, 30% of those people get results from that program. So they're telling all their friends, well, it may fit for some of those friends. But unless you begin to truly respect bioindividuality and begin to realize that there's no exact one program for everyone, but it needs to be slightly modified based on the individual, well, after you start to realize this, then you'll understand that no one is trying to obviously do harm to anyone. Everyone is trying to get the best results for all of their clients, patients, or customers. But what we have to allow for is a little bit of wiggle room based on that individual. So that, really for me, the first and foremost that comes to mind with eating around workouts right away goes to, should you work out first thing in the morning? And if you do, should it be fasted? Now, I've covered these before today. I'm going to link up today in the show notes. So really, instead of me annoying you and saying 1588 over and over, what I'd love for you to do right now is simply head over to stephencabral.com/1588. And then what I'll do is my team will link up the other podcasts for some of the ones of eating before or after the workout, the smoothie after the workout, how many carbs should it have in it. We'll link up to the Ayurvedic body types based on the body type, what type of workout, but also should it be fasted after the workout, and then the Ayurvedic times of the day for exercise, which is really important too because not everyone does well with that first thing in the morning workout. So I'm going to touch on all those things today, but the podcasts are about 22 minutes, 25 minutes or so. So what I'll do is I'll link up to other shows that will then be able to go more in depth on other topics. And of course, for all previous podcasts, you can head on over to stephencabral.com/podcasts. Okay, so now let's get into when should you eat if you work out first thing in the morning. Okay, first and foremost, the Vata body type, the ectomorph body type, the body type that predictably is typically a little bit more anxious. They're a little bit more on the leaner side. They don't have as much weight to lose. They are the ones that don't want to work out first thing in the morning. And if they do, they don't want it to be in a fasted state. So let me qualify that. It is because this body type, this somatotype, however you want to look at it, this dosha, which would be Vata, is more prone to the sympathetic nervous system. Now, when you work out, predictably, you're going to move that body more towards a state of fight or flight or sympathetic nervous system. Now, it's only a short term, right? If you're not stuck in it, then that's a good thing because what it actually does is it actually begins to improve your overall central nervous system because it's considered what's called hermetic stressor. So it's a stress in the body, but remember, as long as that workout does not overly fatigue or wear down the body, well, then that actually makes the body stronger. It truly does. Like, it really does mean that whatever doesn't kill you makes you stronger. Now, that is absolutely true to a certain degree. Now, it can't wear you out. If you're someone dealing with ME, myalgic encephalitis, POTS, Addison's disease, chronic fatigue syndrome, etc., well, you have to be really careful with your workouts. But of course, you should be working with a practitioner if you have anything of that issue. Now, just in general, if you are someone that runs leaner, you lose weight without trying, you're typically, run a little bit more anxious, you're amped up, first thing in the morning workouts, not always the best. Now, I'm saying all of this with a grain of salt. You work out when you have the time to work out. That's the truth. If the only time of the day you can fit in a workout is first thing in the morning, go for it. I absolutely applaud you, and I agree with it. But if you don't need to lose the weight and you do run a little bit more on the anxious side, you produce more dopamine. And if you don't know what that is, then definitely go back, check out a previous podcast I did on dopamine. And what you want to do is this. You simply want to eat before that workout. So you'll actually have breakfast. You'll have a smoothie, maybe a little oatmeal, whatever works for you. Perfect. So we have that, so we know we're not just running on fumes first thing in the morning. Now, let's go to the other side of the equation. You're someone that's more of the kapha body type. You're more of the endomorph. You're slower to get going in the morning. You typically gain weight in just a normal scenario. You eat carbs, all those things, and you start to gain weight. Okay. Well, this is the time and place to do an AM workout. It will definitely rev up that sympathetic nervous system, which you don't move into as much as the vata. And it'll, of course, burn calories on a fasted state, empty stomach. But also you'll be at a lower glucose level most likely, and it will help you get even a little bit lower. Now, the Vata body type, they typically go lower blood sugar. They're typically more hypoglycemic, where the endomorph, the Kapha body type, would be more, not hyperglycemic, because that's usually rebound from lower, but they actually would run more towards higher blood sugar. So in this scenario, an AM workout would actually allow them to predictably tap into more body fat. Like, it really does work. I know a lot of people try to refute that. It works. It's why to this day that bodybuilders and fitness competitors do AM fasted cardio. It works. I mean, that's the bottom line. It really does. So what I would say is this. You're going to go into that workout fasted, which means that you'll wake up and a half hour later, an hour later, you'll do your workout first thing in the morning, because also it gets it done. And for the body type that's trying to lose weight and maintain it and keep it off, work out first thing in the morning. Honestly, the big key is that it's then done. It's done for the day. No other priorities in life can sneak in. But there's another big part to this, is that when you work out first thing in the morning, your mind is on that workout that you just did. You started your day with something positive, a great exercise workout for you, and it's going to set the stage for your nutrition for the rest of the day. So that is why you also want that first thing, because then everything is in your mind. Yes, I'll park a little further away. I'll do my 10,000 steps. Yes, I'll make sure that I know what I'm going to eat for lunch and that I'm just not caught having to have a slice of pizza or a sandwich or whatever it might be, or eating that candy mid-afternoon in the office. You don't want it to ruin your workout. So that is why I'm a huge advocate and have been for the past 20 plus years for clients that are looking to lose body fat to do the workout first thing in the morning. Now, again, not everyone could do that, but I'll tell you, it's the most, I keep using the word predictable, but let's use a different word. It's the easiest way to be consistent with the workout is if you do it first thing in the morning. The reason is you can wake up a half hour earlier. You may not want to, especially the endomorph of the Kapha body type, a little bit more sluggish, but you need to. So if you do it, then you know it's done. You're not always going to be able to sneak out of the office midday or sneak away from the family midday or sneak out of whatever midday, and you won't always be able to do it later at night. Dinners come up, stress, tired, etc. Do it first thing in the morning. If you need to lose the weight, you need to transform your body, do it first thing. No doubt about it. It is the best and most consistently reliable way in order to keep the results coming, because you can carve out that half hour first thing in the morning. You can just wake up earlier than everybody else. And I know that you may not always want to, but that's the thing, is like our goals are right on the other side of what we don't want to necessarily do. But we know that in the end, it's absolutely worth it. I've never heard anybody go through a workout, they're like, oh, I wish I didn't do that. Everybody after their workout says, I'm so happy that I didn't. I didn't want to do it in the beginning, but I'm happy that I did. And I also want you to look from the standpoint that it does not need to be more than 30 minutes. Yes, you can work out for 40 minutes, but it doesn't need to be more than 20 to 30 minutes. If you use your time wisely, and you do it more days than not every workout has to be heroic. So that's the great thing about working out 4 or 5 times a week. Well, if you look at it, 30 minutes times 5 times a week, that's 150 minutes per week. That's the goal. You hit it. 30 minutes 5 times a week. Fantastic, right? 40 minutes 4 times a week. Good. But here's the thing. More days than not. And that's why I like less time for the workout, because it's not just about the workout. It's about keeping the metabolism stimulated on a daily basis. If you need to burn body fat, you're better able to adapt and utilize carbohydrates. And your mind is then also on health and fitness. The days that you work out, your mind is more focused on health and fitness. So what better way to start your day than with a workout? Now, you could do yoga, you could do interval sprints, you could do resistance training, you could do a combination of both if you wanted to. You could easily fit in 5 exercises in a row, 5-minute circuit, done 2 to 3 times in 15 minutes. You're done. Okay. Now, if you have 30, which I recommend, the next 15 minutes is going to be cardio. Do 5 interval sprints, 1-minute sprint or 30-second sprint or 20-second sprint, and then 3 to 5x the rest, and then do it again. Or just do 15 minutes of cardio. That's a 30-minute workout. You can choose anybody's workout that you like, but that's highly effective. You do that 5 times a week. You focus on your nutrition. I'm telling you right now, if you don't get the results, that is when you need to look towards hormones and you need to look towards other factors, because you're getting it done. Yes, there are better programs than others, but 30 minutes, 5 days a week, and you really stick to it, and you're putting in the time, you're putting in the effort, the intensity, it's going to work. Now, if it doesn't, again, okay, yeah, it does not for every single person, and that's where we step in and we help you look at the stress hormones, mood, and metabolism lab. We figure out what's going on. Why is the thyroid acting this way? Why is cortisol dysfunctional? Why is there estrogen dominance? Why is there blood sugar dysregularity? Because there is more to losing weight and getting in great shape than diet and exercise. It's a big factor, but there are other things. Okay, so that's a topic. I've done that topic on many other shows as well. We just talked about AM workouts. Well, when do you eat after that AM workout? I like people to wait. If the goal is body transformation, wait an hour, okay? Just after you're done with your workout, go shower, get ready for the day, and then take your smoothie on the run or take your breakfast on the run if you have to head off to work. Now, if not, then obviously sit down. But give yourself an hour. As a general rule, I have people wait an hour after their workout if their goal is weight loss. Here's why. The longer you wait after your workout, not just because you're going to keep tapping into body fat and lower blood sugar. That's true. That is absolutely true. But that's finite. That's a finite period of time. That's an hour. But a bigger factor is this, is that we are looking to actually put the body into more of that catabolic state. Because remember, someone that's overweight or gaining weight is in more of an anabolic state. So what I'm trying to do is shift the metabolism, literally shift the body into tapping into more stored adipose tissue or fat stores, rather than always just utilizing what's in the bloodstream for glucose, etc. So that is why I do that. And also, the person's typically more of an endomorph or a kapha body type anyway, so they typically have a decent amount of muscle mass. Now, if you're training for a competition, this is not the podcast for you, right? Because you're going to be doing specific competition-based nutrition. You'll probably eat 30 minutes, 45 minutes after your workout. And if you're someone who's looking to gain weight, put on muscle, I actually like to make sure that you're eating before, during, and after the workout. Now, that's liquid-based nutrition, but that's going to be highly effective for pre-workout, peri-workout, during, and then post-workout nutrition. And it's all going to be liquid for the most part during the workout. That might just actually be some type of electrolyte, glucose, creatine, etc. But after your workout, smoothie, and then an hour and a half later or so, a meal. But that's for weight gain. When we're talking about weight loss, we can still just do a normal meal, because we're looking at the 24 hours over the given day to refuel the body. We don't need to do it just after that workout. Whereas if it's someone trying to put on a good amount of muscle mass or they're trying to put on weight, okay, then I like to actually have a third of the calories before and after the workout. So I'm actually getting in a lot of calories right around their workout taking place. And it's highly effective. Used to do it for myself, no longer a goal of mine, but used to do it for myself and many, many other people that I worked with. Okay, so again, if you're looking to lose weight, you're looking to transform your body, wait about an hour after your workout, and then you can maybe an hour and a half tops. After that, start to get a little too depleted, and then we add back in that good nutrition. And again, good nutrition is based on the individual and what they need. I have many diet plans already laid out for you. So You can look at something like, for example, our fat velocity system. You're doing less carbs for the first 3 weeks, and then you start to add back in more fruit, more good quality, high antioxidant berries, and then you start to add more starches in as well. And we just have that timed out. So depending on where you are with that plan is depending on how you're adding them back in. Okay, next step is your mid-morning or your mid-afternoon workout. They're both pretty much the same in my eyes. We're looking at somewhere between, let's say, 10 a.m. to like 4 p.m. or let's say more like 3 p.m. Okay, so all you want to think about is this. If you're looking to lose weight, you want that workout to be 2 to 3 hours after your meal. Okay, so if you're doing a mid-morning workout and you just don't want to do the first morning workout, but you want to still lose weight, wait about 3 hours after breakfast. And the reason is this. You do want to make sure that your glucose levels are down, they're back to normal, so you can tap more into body fat. Now, is it purely like that? No, it doesn't work exactly like that, but it is much better in terms of body transformation. In order to just wait till blood sugar comes back down. It naturally drops after a meal anywhere from 90 minutes to 3 hours maximum. So you're pretty safe 2 to 3 hours after that meal. Now, there's, of course, a school of thought that says work out after an hour or so after you eat in order to bring down those blood sugar levels. But you also have to look into the digestive phase of this, meaning that especially, again, for endomorph and kapha-based body types, if we're just saying that things are a little bit more sluggish and it takes a little bit longer for the digestive-based process, takes a little bit longer for blood sugar levels to fall, well, what I want to do is I just want to make sure that we're giving digestion its due. So I don't want to work out really before an hour and a half, 2 hours with that specific body type. Now, there's a caveat, because if you're a Vata body type, if you're an ectomorph body type, sometimes you can actually get a big benefit working out just about an hour after you eat. And here's why. So the body is actually shifting towards the parasympathetic nervous system. This gets a little bit more advanced, but I want to share it with you. So you're shifting towards the parasympathetic nervous system, which means there's actually sometimes less of a exaggeration of fight or flight. So a lot of people that I've worked with, especially those people recovering from some type of fatigue, etc., they're not doing a super high intensity workout anyways, and they get big benefit working out just about an hour to an hour and a half max after they eat. And everything's stable. Like their blood sugar never spikes, it never drops too low because they're using a lot of what they're digesting from their meal as well. And of course, there's going to be carbohydrates in there for that ectomorph. So that's a really nice plan. I myself do that. I do a mid-afternoon workout. If it's ever a late afternoon workout, sometimes I'll sneak a little bit of a snack in there, and that would be typically for me a second smoothie, something like that, or maybe one of the whole food bars that we have. So I'm a big fan, either of those. That gives me fuel, just enough for my workout, but certainly I'm just going to burn it off during that workout. And then I can have my dinner afterwards. So I'm a mid-afternoon workout kind of person. It just works best with my schedule. It gives me a little bit of a boost mid-afternoon. And then I'm coming home, let's say an hour or so later, I'm having dinner with my family. So really, really nice. It works with my schedule. It's always worked best for my body. I love working out mid-morning as well, but I can't make it work with my schedule. I'm at work, and there's no way I can break up that part of the day, because for me, that's my writing, that's my recording. That is a lot of what I do first thing in the morning, is really doing the creative-based work. And although, of course, I would love to work out at that time, just right now it's not in the cards. And so that is what I do. Like if I'm on vacation, I'll get in like a 10 a.m. workout, 11 a.m. workout right before lunch. And I love that. That works really, really well. So for me, it's mid-afternoon. It works great. I enjoy it. Again, that's why it's always about fitting what works with your schedule and with your life, as long as you keep it consistent, right? I have to keep it consistent. I have an alarm that goes off my phone, and it basically says, okay, get to the gym, go work out. And now they've been home workouts since gyms are closed right now. So, okay, the last part is, what about working out at night? This is always a big question. Well, if you're working out before dinner, let's not consider that really night. That's just a good afternoon workout. It's still 3, 4, 5 hours before you're going to bed. You should be able to sleep just fine. If you can't, well, then you'll need to either ramp down the workout or move it earlier in the day. But the question from our Cabral House Call question, I believe it was last weekend or even coming in this weekend, is what about eating at night? Well, here's the thing. If you're working out later at night, because that's the only time that you have to do it, what do you do before and after that workout? Well, again, it goes back to goals. As a general rule, as I pull together this show, as a general rule, if you are looking to lose weight, work out in a fasted state. If you're looking to gain weight, you'll want to eat about an hour or so before. Carbs, protein, and fat. Make it easy to digest. Don't have a big steak, before your workout, but you want fuel for the body. Now, if you're in between, maybe a small snack, or really just eat directly after the workout. That's the caveat right there. So, okay, let's say that you get out of work at 6 o'clock at night and you're going to bed typically at 10 o'clock. Well, all right. Well, what do we do? Well, let's get that 6:30 p.m. workout in, okay? We have many people that we work with, 6:30 p.m. workout. Okay, fine. Like you have to do what you have to do. So you work out from, let's say, 6:30 to 7:15. Nice 45-minute workout. Perfect. You're going to get home maybe by 7:45, right around there. Okay, so now you're only about 2 hours before bed. So what do you do? Well, the goal here would be this. You're going to have, a lot of people would do a smoothie. I'm not against a smoothie for those people that are looking to lose weight and they're already more anabolic, meaning like they have a little bit to spare, they can lose a little bit more weight. Because that smoothie is going to be, the only downside of that is the smoothie is going to be digested fairly quickly. Okay, that's an upside and a downside. The upside of that is you're going to sleep better because all the blood isn't moving to your stomach, and your body's not expending all this energy on digestion, which again could affect your sleep. It could affect your deep sleep. It could affect your late night, early morning detoxification, okay? Because your body should be in a state of rest. So it's really good to have that smoothie because it'll be in and out of your stomach by 10 o'clock at night if you have that at 7:45 or so. No doubt about it. It will be digested. It's liquid. It will move through within about an hour, hour and a half for most people, even if you sip it, which you should. So now, a lot of people say, well, but it won't keep me satiated. Okay. The people that it doesn't keep them satiated through the night will then need to have more of an easy to digest meal. Now, I will always go back to saying wait an hour if you need to lose body fat. But here's the thing. If you wait an hour, now it's 9:30 at night or so, right? 9 o'clock at night. So that's certainly not good. So if you're working out later at night, get in that meal after your workout and make it easy to digest. Maybe it is a smoothie, okay? It's probably going to be less carbs as well because you don't need all those carbs right before bed, just enough to replenish your glycogen stores from that workout again, if that's your goal. If your goal isn't actually to replenish those glycogen stores, well, then it could simply be good quality protein and fat. And if it's a whole food meal, it would just be veggies with that. Now, the caveat to vegetables is that they take a long time to break down. So if you're going to have veggies at that meal, which again, I'm a proponent, 7 to 9 servings of fruits and vegetables every day, predominantly vegetables, they should be cooked. This is not the time to have that big raw salad or raw vegetables. And the reason for that is those are going to take 3 hours or more for many people to break down, especially after a hard workout where the blood might not be going to your stomach right away as well. So if you're having that meal before bed, make it easy to digest. What would that be? Well, already have a sweet potato, maybe cooked or cooking or whatever it might be. That's easy. Just rewarm that back up. You can rewarm it up in a toaster oven, in your oven, whatever it might be. You can keep it mashed easy. Mashed squash, sweet potato, etc. You can add in some easy to digest protein. Maybe that's just some hemp protein hearts. Maybe it's some black bean soup, low carbs, low fat, protein in there. You could do that. You can add some cinnamon to help regulate with the blood sugar. That's a great thing on a sweet potato or a Japanese yam is to get some cinnamon in there. And then, of course, one of my favorite fats is either avocado or olive oil. And in this case, if you want it easier to digest, you'll use olive oil rather than eating that half an avocado or a whole avocado. So what you can do is you can really look at, again, because we create plans for people all over the world. And it's not like they're radically different because we know how to help people lose the weight. We know how to help them keep it off, even if it's hormonal based or adrenal, thyroid, etc. based. But what we're doing is it's a program, but then you saw hopefully on this podcast, because I do try to give you all the information that I can for free. I really do. So what you'll want to do is you'll just see based on today's podcast, oh, okay, I get where we're going with this, and then tweak it for you. Right? So you can tweak that whole food meal for dinner for you, or a smoothie, or bump your workout earlier in the day. Should it be fasted or not fasted? So I hope that today's podcast was helpful. I'm always happy to do follow-ups on this podcast and on these topics. So just let me know. This question came in from an Ask Cabral question. You can always ask them at the Facebook page, which is cabralsupportgroup.com. So any way that I can help, just let me know. I'd love to hear from you. Simply leave a comment over on Instagram at Stephen Cabral. That's Stephen with a PH. I'd love to hear your feedback. Again, appreciate you. If this show was helpful, please do feel free to share it with anyone you believe it could serve. Ever wonder what the best sauna, blue blockers, sleep trackers, wake lights, salt lamps, or other health gadgets are? Or what about the top non-toxic mattresses, sheets, soaps, bath products, toothpaste, and cookware? Or would you like to know the cleanest choices for hemp parts, meal delivery services, supplements, and much more? I personally curated, researched, and now created a resource page of all of my top picks that continues to grow each week. These are the exact products I use in my own life, with my family, in my private practice, and they're the ones I trust. To find out all of my up-to-date recommendations and all the details, simply head on over to StephenCabral.com/resources.